Damn. I'm okay. Damn. I'm okay. Yeah, no, I mean, yes. I'm okay. Illegal gambling. Oh, baby. I am Chris Simms. I'm okay. Damn. Okay.
Damn okay.
Damn.
And there was one player that had me saying that more than any player of last Sunday, which was just yesterday.
Of yesterday, of last.
Of last night, day. Aidan Hutchinson. The Detroit Lions beat the Commanders, had that lead. I was very nervous throughout the whole game. I even went to the point where it was 22-0. I thought about tweeting something positive about the Lions, but I was like, I know the Lions.
Yeah,
why would I do
that?
that? That'd be dumb.
Don't.
They're going to blow it. They almost did. They got like 8 points, 7 points there, and then they were able to come through. But Aidan Hutchinson in the first half, he had 3 sacks there, and we got a tweet from our friend in Germany, Der Beobachter. Der Beobachter. We learned how to say it.
You think so? You think you said that right?
Yeah. It's not der, it's dare.
Der Beobachter, I believe, but...
Oh, like a Beobachter. Close enough. He tweeted back, good to see you here, Dare, again. He goes, damn okay, the young Lions playmakers, 3 sacks by Hutchinson, 184 scrimmage yards from German-American wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. His mom is German. Awesome group. Ahmed will have a lot of fun with this team this year. Those are 2 players that I am pretty pumped about. For the Detroit Lions, their first win of the year.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, first off, Hutchinson, yeah. These are signs we saw in the preseason. I know we hit on it a little bit. You know, when I watch him, I go, I don't know, is this TJ Watt just a little taller and longer? It's the same looking guy. It's the same style, except he just has a little bit more maybe natural size and length. But you know, he's just got a natural instinct of shooting gaps, feeling a play out. You know, he's another guy that has great eyes in the backfield. Even if he's being blocked, he knows where the ball is. And then got the versatility to win on the edge. Third downs, they put him inside sometimes at D tackle. And, you know, of course, because of his size and strength and length there, he's okay against those guards. But then he wins with great quickness like we talked about in the pre-draft process. That's part of his game. So that's encouraging. Amon-Ra St. Brown is their go-to guy. Honestly, I thought the Amon-Ra St. Brown end around for 58 yards was maybe the play of the game for the Lions, because that was the point where I was going, oh, man, they're in trouble. It was 22-15. Washington had all the momentum. I believe, you know, Detroit had kind of stalled out in a few drives before that on the offensive side of the ball. He made that play, and I went, woo, that took some pressure off them. And then they got back rolling again.
Well, it is still, they needed that, because I think if they just kick a field goal at the end of that drive, they're still in danger.
Scary, right.
But 3rd and 15, Goff gets it out to Swift, low
makes
throw.
An unreal play.
He's on the ground, gets up, and DeAndre Swift runs it in for the 22-yard touchdown there. And I saw after the game, and I think this is really encouraging for me.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift's a leader on that team, too.
It seems
they're
like
rallying around him. He was the one that, I don't know, you can tell me in the locker room when Dan Campbell talked, and then he gave his, like, all right, guys, get it together, and then the players talk. Yeah.
It
was DeAndre Swift who was getting them together and being like family on 3. And so I thought that's interesting.
That is cool. It is. I mean, he's definitely one of their blue chip stars on the offensive side of the ball. They need him to be the leader, the guy. He's a playmaker. He's a guy that, can do whatever the coaches say, but like we saw in that play or some plays last week against Eagles, can do more than what the play draws up. And, you know, players want to follow that in the locker room. So that's cool to see, and we know they're about running the ball and kneecap biting and doing all that, and then playing hurt yesterday too. I think that was, you know, he was kind of like a Friday questionable tag, I believe. Yeah. So that was awesome. But here's the big thing to me. This is the biggest thing to me, because this is where I hope people can respect me. The star of the game was Jared Goff. Jared Goff was the star of the game. I mean, those are games where I've seen Jared Goff play before. It all of a sudden becomes a shootout, and you got to start making some throws, and the defense is playing some desperate situations, so they're going for it, and you got to throw a ball over the middle of the Hawkinson in the tight coverage to get the first down, or you got to throw a seam route into pretty tight coverage zone there with the right side. And Goff was made game-changing throws. That's something I've been a guy that's questioned him, certainly. But when this game became a shootout, I went, I was kind of like some of the thoughts you were having in your brain. I was kind of, they're going to this up. Wentz is going to win a shootout against Goff. He's going to. And Goff kept firing and played well. I think it's the kind of win that can give their whole organization a little confidence in him, to say, okay, hey, even we're in a tough spot, we could trust this guy to make a few plays and throws. That's the second week in a row he's kind of made some plays with his arm. So that was cool. And then the last thing I'll say about this game, Ahmed, too, and you've heard me say this now probably for about a month, like, Washington needs to come out firing. They have to stop this, like, we're going to be balanced Ron Rivera running football team. You're not going to run on anybody, Washington. You're not good enough up front to run the ball on anybody. They need to – I look at them and go, you need to be like the freaking – like the 2001 Rams. Just open up the field and throw it and let Wentz play that way. Your defense is not that dominant. So I'm not sitting there going, well, we can play conservative. And I think their way to go is put pressure on people with the weapons they have in that pass game. Logan Thomas is back. Wentz looks comfortable. Gibson's good in the pass game. It's just something I would like to see them kind of transition more to.
Yeah, I think Gibson was a former wide receiver.
He was
too.
at
And
Memphis.
So,
That's what Memphis does. Yeah.
Gibson, Samuel, McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, who looked good again,
Exactly
caught another touchdown. McKissick, Logan Thomas. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Those are their weapons.
And you couldn't rattle
game.
off their offensive linemen like that. I can tell you that because there's nothing really anything to rattle off there. So that's where I'd go. I hope they push the limit a little bit with the passing game because we saw this 2 weeks in a row. Try to play balance against Jacksonville, all that. Oh, yeah, whoop-de-doo. When it really came down to, like, okay, we got to have it moments. Their passing game's going to get it done, and I think they're going to have to rely on Wentz and those weapons.
And the Lions were able to win the shootout. They have scored 35 or more points in 3 straight games. They have not done that since their 52-53 back-to-back championship seasons. That's what sucks about the Lions. Like, they've never won a Super Bowl. They were good just before the Super Bowl.
I know. It does stink. You're right. I know.
Those are basically Super Bowls, right? I'm going to count them.
Yeah. No, we're not going to count them. Sorry.
Super Bowl -3.
But it's like the Browns, too. How bad do you think they feel? They basically dominated a decade of football, and, like, no, everyone's like, you guys suck.
I know.
You dominated the 50s with, like, Paul Brown and Otto Graham and of course the running back, Jim Brown. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, just winning championships every year, but they're relegated to like the shittiest team in the NFL.
Exactly.
Or at least that's how people think
of them. Get together with the Browns fans and talk. We're champions as well.
Commiserate together.
Micah Parsons could be a champion one day for the Dallas Cowboys if he gets on a different team. Damn okay to Micah Parsons and the Cowboys who beat the Bengals. Of all the results, and the comebacks were shocking just because of how they happened, but like final result, I think.
I'm with you.
This is the most surprising final result of the week. Goal line stand 2 gives a damn okay to Micah Parsons. Single-handedly wrecked the game. A couple sacks, 5 quarterback hits. The Bengals disappointing. Were you as disappointed with the Bengals as any team this week?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's like first week we would chalk it up to, hey, it's the Steelers. Burrow didn't play much. They made some mistakes, but they still should have won the game. This one was like, no, they got beat, plain and simple. I mean, period. All right. So first off, Micah Parsons is truly incredible. I mean, he's incredible. He's definitely one of the best defensive players in all of football, and like to the point to where again, it's just I'm amazed still by the pass rush ability. I really am. It's to the point where it's like, I don't know. Does he need to just stand up over there and play there the whole game instead of just like we think it's a passing situation? Because, I mean, the amount of pass rushes he gets compared to the other top pass rushers in football, but yet his sacks are still right up there with them. I mean, he's got to have like per rush, per pass rush attempt, sack rate must be up there with anybody in football. I don't know if that's even capable of being looking up over, if they keep that stat.
Pete's on it.
But yeah, but that to me is what I'm amazed by. But within all that, hey, Cooper Rush, good job by him. Certainly didn't seem like he was flustered or intimidated by the situation by any stretch of the imagination.
He seems very even-keeled, almost to the point where you're like, do you realize you're playing in an NFL game?
Yeah,
like, you haven't smiled or reacted at all.
Right. Jason Garrett, he said it in our meeting in the afternoon, where he's just like, guy's blood pressure, it never goes up. He said something like that, or he's always low blood pressure with him.
He's not human. He might be a robot.
So that told you, because Jason Garrett, they signed him as a free agent, coming out of college, to where he knows about him, and I think that's why he's stuck around. They realize he's smart, he can execute the offense. Yeah, it's not great talent, but They played a style of football that I think fits them, and then the team raised their level of play, knowing, wait, we got a backup quarterback here, and we got to play better than we did in week 1. But still, the story to me is the Bengals and how disappointing they are.
Well, that's what I was going to say too, is because it wasn't like Dallas played a great game or like a error-free game. They scored early, offense didn't look that great for the rest of the game, and they gave up the ball. So Dallas, I'm looking here, second half when they were up 17-3. Jumped offside on a punt, gives Cincinnati a first down. They get a field goal out of that. They get a field goal the next drive. And then the drive after that, Dalton Schultz fumbles. Result, Bengals punt.
Yeah.
So it was like the Cowboys were trying to give it away the game at certain points, and Cincinnati couldn't do it. They made it close late. They did drive there late. Jamar Chase made one of the best catches of the week on that fourth down slant where this guy was all over his arm. Diggs
what
was
strength.
I was like, man, that's
great
crazy
coverage,
that he
right.
held on to that.
It is.
And they end up scoring the touchdown. But it took 19 plays. It's just a grind for them right now. And Burrow is still running for his life.
For his life. It's so disappointing. I mean, they got killed up front again. They got killed. 6 sacks in the game. It could have been 12. I mean, if it's not for Joe Burrow and his ability to make people miss and throw a few away and scramble a few times, I mean, it's a sitting duck. It's embarrassing. It is. And same thing I'll say as last week. And you heard me say this a little last year. The offense doesn't do as much. And now people have caught on to kind of like, oh, wait, when they got 2 receivers to the left and then a tight end and a receiver to the right, they like these group of plays. So they're onto that. So the talent just can't overcome it. They can't. You can't be so stagnant and predictable. That's where, one, the O-line's not good, which is really unbelievable. I mean, it really is. I mean, to make the adjustments they made, and really I don't know if it's worse than last year right now than it was. And then, I just look at the offense and go, it's the same thing I said last week. It's too player reliant. I never go, oh, they're attacking this, or, ooh, I like what they're doing today, or the pre-snap stuff like we talked about with the Dolphins. I mean, watch a Dolphins game, watch a 49ers game, watch Andy Reid, watch those teams where they got speed and weapons, but you got to give them an advantage. You can't just go, well, Chase lines up here, Higgins lines up here, and Boyd lines up here. Set hut. It's like the vice versa conversation we have about the Eagles defense, where we go, it's so simple. A quarterback gets up and goes, this is great. Well, the same for the defense and playing the Bengals. They just go, it's trips right. Oh, okay, we know the play. They're not going to shift their motion or do anything, so we don't have to worry about our checks. We can disguise the blitz or crazy look that Dan Quinn's dialed up for us, and Dan Quinn does a great job. I'm impressed. It's year 2 of keeping you on edge a little bit. You don't know what exactly he's going to do on a play-by-play basis. But, yeah, the Bengals, very discouraging there with that performance. And, man, 0-2, and it hasn't looked good. Yesterday was more concerning than the Steelers game.
Totally.
Right.
Jared Cowboys on Twitter thinks you might need to change something.
Yeah.
He goes, you better change that photo of Burrow on your Twitter account. Put in Cooper Rush there into your headline. Here you are.
I don't want to jinx Cooper Rush.
Hand to hand, if you're just listening, he's hand to hand when you interviewed Joe Burrow because you wanted to compare hand size. Right. You're like, are my hands bigger than yours?
Yeah.
It's like a power play. You were trying to it was like
I'm better than you at something.
And so ever since that picture was taken, Joe Burrow has never won an NFL game.
He's been getting sacked and hit and interceptions galore everywhere. But I did do it to Josh Allen, too, and he's on fire. So you can kiss my ass.
One game in. We'll see what happens tonight.
You're right. Another thing I want to say about this game that just is interesting to me is is Richard Sherman gonna? Did you hear? Like my dad got attacked by Richard Sherman on social media last week because my dad kind of made a point of the Cowboys are going to be okay. They'll manage the game differently with Cooper Rush, right?
Sherman went after him on Twitter.
He kind of went after him on Twitter.
What did he say?
Well, along with Pat McAfee. Oh my gosh, Pat McAfee did too. He gave the eye emoji like he was looking in on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But nothing. They just were like, they thought it was crazy, my dad's thought, and all that stuff. So,
that's interesting.
I sent like a little tweet out last night, just like with the eye emoji back at McAfee, like, are you going to apologize or say anything or just laugh it off like we're bros and funny and ha ha ha?
What did he say? No response?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Nothing.
But it's early.
He won't respond.
Of course
I bet he won't respond.
Yeah.
Speaking of sacks, there's a lot of sacks in this game for Joe Burrow. That was a transition I had planned like 5 minutes ago. Made more sense when we were talking.
before I got into that last few sentences there.
Alex.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I did last time? I just said Alex before every transition. Damn okay to Josh Allen. The Jaguars. Man, the Jaguars.
Whoa.
That you got to feel pretty good if you're a Jaguars fan. Defeat the Colts 24-0. Josh Allen, 2 sacks, forced a fumble as the Jaguars completely dominated the Colts and was almost as surprising. We said that the Cowboys win was surprising. I think it was surprising in the fact that not only did the Jaguars win, they dominated that game.
Like, never a doubt, right? I mean, never a doubt. The Colts were kind of driving to start the game a little early on, and then Matt Ryan throws a horrible interception to, I believe that was Rayshon Jenkins, right? So that just, from that point on, it was just an onslaught. It was total dominance on both sides of the ball. It really was. And, the Jaguars kept the ball after that interception, and Doug Peterson, to his credit, he's gutsy. They went for it on a 4th down, converted that, so they get the touchdown early and really never looked back. I mean, Trevor seemed like he was in control throughout the day. I don't really remember seeing him miss a throw. Like, he missed a throw or two in week 1 against Washington, not in this one. They ran the ball well, but the story I think is like what you said, the defense was dominant. Jonathan Taylor couldn't get really going. Matt Ryan in the pass game had no chance at all. He was under pressure. The Jaguars won the battle up front on both sides of the ball. Colts O-line is probably one of the more disappointing things in the game right now to me, as far as just not as dominant, I guess, as I expected. I don't want to say most disappointing, but the Colts are one of those teams that's just kind of disappointing in general.
Well, they didn't have
and
Pittman.
To be 0-2 is trouble.
They didn't have Pittman in this game.
Huge.
And,
right.
and they didn't have Alec Pierce,
right,
who was a guy that's hoping to step in as number 2, maybe number 3 receiver. I don't think they had Shaquille Leonard on defense.
No, they did not have Shaquille Leonard either.
That's significant. You don't want to make it all about the injuries, but those are 3 really key pieces. Had a hard time getting the running game going, and it's just crazy now. It's like 8 straight games that the Jaguars have won against the Colts in Jacksonville.
It is.
It's just that's insane.
I picked the Jags again. I did. It's just one of those things, I don't know. And then the Jags, as we've talked about, the Jags are talented. Their draft picks, their free agent signings, they're showing that they're pretty damn good.
I was going to say that because it's like the way that happened for the Lions, that Aidan Hutchinson fell to them at number 2. I was like, oh man, that's perfect. Perfect guy for them. Former Wolverine, seems to love being there. I was like, but I don't know that means that the Jaguars messed up with Trayvon Walker, because first 2 games he's looked really good.
He is. He's really good. He's a physical, presence. Is he maybe as instinctive as Aidan Hutchinson? No, maybe not. But I mean, he's the real deal. And then you couple that with Josh Allen, and then Devin Lloyd, their first-round linebacker from Utah, gets an interception down there. He's long and athletic looking. I mean, my man Andre Sisco, my number 1 safety from 2 years ago in the draft, he's starting for them, gets an interception. That to me could be a jump start for the Jaguars. Like, okay, hey, we got to win. Again, like we've talked about, they're a young team that's not battle tested, that hasn't done the little things to win football games like that. They did those yesterday. And Doug Peterson's a guy, as you see, like if you watch the post-game reaction with him in the locker room, players love Doug Peterson. He knows how to communicate. He is an ex-player. He has confidence in them. He's always like, should I go for it? Okay, let's go for it. I believe in you guys. And the team rallies around that. So that's cool to see what we got going on there in Jacksonville right now. Colts, though, even it's concerning. It is concerning. It just, they don't have a look that I go, and they didn't even have it in the preseason. This is why I just was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Are they going to turn it on in the regular season? And maybe I'm wrong here. But the offense struggled throughout the preseason, and nothing looks all that easy for them right now. And then what I worry about a little bit with Matt Ryan, and like I've seen here again yesterday, is it's almost like the Phillip Rivers year. I do worry about his lack of arm strength. To me, there does look like a drop-off this year in his arm strength. The ball hangs in the air for a while. And I felt like Jacksonville was like, we don't have to worry about anything deep down the field. Coupled with the injuries you talked about, and then his ability to push the ball down the field, I felt like they were allowed to play aggressive and downhill for the most part of the football game.
What old, aging quarterback with declining arm strength are they going to have leading their team next year? That's the real question for
right,
the Colts, right? Ben Roethlisberger out of retirement, leading the Colts here. Not a great start for the Colts.
Butt whooping.
It has been a good start for the Buccaneers, even though not everything's clicking on all cylinders. They are 2-0. Maybe that's the best 2-0 you can have early in the season. Are damn okay as we stay on the pass rushers. Shaq Barrett against the Saints here. 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, had a forced fumble. The Bucs defense was the best unit of the day because the New Orleans Saints could do nothing, and really outside of one quarter this entire year, the Saints haven't done a whole lot. But the Bucs had a whole lot to do with that. What'd you think of the Bucs defense?
Yeah, they're phenomenal. I mean, I got worried a little bit at one point when Akeem Hicks was out, and I was like, oh man, Bucs are falling apart here. They got people getting hurt by everywhere. But it was an ugly football game.
It was ugly.
Where you're sitting there, and it wasn't, fun to watch. And, of course, you're keeping your eye on it, but you're going, really? Are we really midway through the third quarter, and it's 3-0 Saints?
Yeah.
There was nothing to latch onto, jump onto, whatever. But
no, there was. Ryan Suckup made a 47-yard field goal to make it 3-3.
Right.
And then they're like, all right, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, now it's time.
It's funny, though. Right after that, New Orleans started to run the ball.
And this was at the
Tampa.
drive where they go down and Ingram fumbled, right?
Exactly. I think that was a hidden turning point in this game.
I would agree. I would say that fumble right there, because they opened up some holes, and you're going, oh wow, they're gashing them a little bit here, and then the fight happened.
Yes.
Right. So
the fight.
So let me just try to get this straight. The fumble happened, right? And then is that where Tampa went down the field and scored?
Tampa, no, I don't think they had scored yet.
They didn't score there yet,
they had the ball.
Right. They punted back to New Orleans. I got to look at it again.
So Brady was still on the field, but that might have been a turnover not a turnover end up, but that was like the third down play.
Yeah, so wait, so the fumble after Ingram fumbles, and we're going, okay, here they go.
Yeah, then it was the ensuing drive was the fight, but the Bucs didn't score on that drive.
No, they didn't. You sure they didn't? No, they did not. But they kept the ball for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Too many men on the field in a punt, which was an issue. They gave him a first down, which I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
But then, yes, the Saints get off the field, and secretly another, I think, turning point, if we're going to add on to the Ingram fumble, is the fight. The fight, I don't know what it did, but it flustered the Saints or whatever. Brady got mad at the ref and was yelling at the ref like he wanted pass interference, I think.
Yeah.
Lattimore probably told him to shut up or off.
And I think
whatever.
Lattimore was also talking to Bruce Arians, who was down on the sideline.
Right. Well,
that's
a weird look altogether, in my opinion. I don't quite get that.
That was
one.
a little strange, but yeah,
ex-head coach is hovering over the sideline all the time.
Greg Olsen goes on the broadcast. He goes, "Hey, Mike Evans just punched a guy, and now the benches have cleared."
Yeah.
And so that's how I found out something was going on here. Lattimore got ejected. You've made the point on the Peacock show. He shouldn't have gotten ejected. I agree. Mike Evans was crazy and pushed him down, and we do have some breaking news on that.
Yeah. Suspended?
Mike Evans suspended 1 game. No other player in the fight has been suspended. The Bucs host the Packers this week, so they will do it without Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's big.
But both were ejected in the game.
Right. I did not think Lattimore should have been ejected.
I agree with you.
I did not. First off, he didn't do anything. He told Tom Brady to shut up. That's perfectly within the legal limits. Tom Brady came back and said way more to him after that. Then Leonard Fournette pushes him in the face, right?
Yeah.
Mike Evans has nothing to do with the fight at all. Then Lattimore pushes him back, right? And then all of a sudden Evans comes out of nowhere and just crushes Lattimore. So, to me, yes, that's one where I want to go with the NFL. Like, wait, Lattimore's allowed to push Leonard Fournette back once he gets socked in the face by Leonard Fournette. And that's where I wish the NFL wouldn't do stuff like that. Or just no. Evans was egregiously wrong. Lattimore did not start this, and nor did he finish it. Evans
he didn't start the physical part of it.
He didn't start the physical part of it.
I agree.
No, and that was weird. But after that, gosh, they get no points there. The Saints get the ball. Jameis throws that big post down the middle, and my man 35, Jamel Dean. I mean, that was a great interception, I thought. In the end zone, it was a great catch by him altogether, and I think that kick-started then the next drive for the touchdown for Brady and company. Yeah. They hung in there. Some bad calls on the Saints for penalties.
I was just going to say that. 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yes.
Bradley Roby was called for that unnecessary roughness hit on
get
Cameron
the out of
Brate,
here, referees, with that.
Cameron Brate's bracing for contact, putting his head down, and Bradley Roby did make contact with the head, but it's like Brate's also bringing his head down.
He was just putting his head in front of the ball carrier. It wasn't trying to strike the guy with the head. Yeah, when there's big helmets on heads, they sometimes touch. And we could sit there and argue, and I could go, well, Brate put his head down first again. And Mike Pereira got on, and he was like, I wouldn't have called this either. This is not a good call.
Would have been 4th and 1.
Right.
It ended with beautiful throw. I mean, Brady makes some of those plays, like just the way he stands in the pocket, his throwing motion.
It's so graceful and perfect, right? I know.
Rashad Perryman, 28-yard touchdown, and the way that the Saints were playing offensively, I mean, that was
pretty much all they wrote, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he did that. That was a great play by him, too, and one just, being patient in the pocket, but then realizing the defender, P.J. Williams, down the field had his back turned, and he just went, wait, I'm going to just throw this ball kind of around P.J. Williams' head, and he can't see it, and my guy will grab it, and we'll go from there. And you're right. That kind of pretty much, ended the game right there, because then what was the next drive? We had another interception by Jameis Winston, I believe.
6.
Right? I think there was something else. I think it was another pick that gave him the field goal, and then a pick 6 on the next drive.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Right?
You're right. Yep. Field goal made it 13-3, and then the pick 6 with Mike Edwards going the other way. So yeah, not great for the Saints. They got some things to worry about. The Buccaneers, they do too, but they're 2-0, so that makes it a whole lot easier.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.